Mr. Sticky looked at his life one morning and realized something terrifying. He was 32 years old, and when he honestly reviewed the last 10 years, the late nights, the half finished projects, the good intentions that never became actions, he realized something painful. He had been busy his entire life, but he had built almost nothing, not because he lacked intelligence, not because he lacked opportunity, but because he had never, not once, built a real system for his days. He just reacted to emails, to notifications, to other people's urgencies, to whatever felt easiest in the moment. Sound familiar? Because what Mr. Sticky discovered next, a simple daily system used by the world's highest performers, didn't just change his productivity, it changed his entire identity. This is that system. Why Mr. Sticky's days were controlling him. Here is what a typical day looked like for Mr. Sticky before the change. 6:47 a.m. Phone alarm goes off. He hits snooze twice. 7:15 a.m. Finally awake. Immediately opens Instagram. Scrolls for 40 minutes without realizing it. 8 a.m. Rushing to get ready. Skips breakfast. Already behind. Already stressed. 9 a.m. Sits down to work. Opens laptop. Checks email first. Sees 23 unread messages. Spends 90 minutes responding to things that weren't actually urgent. 11:30 a.m. Finally opens a project he was supposed to start, stares at it, feels overwhelmed. Opens YouTube just for 5 minutes. 1:30 p.m. Lunch, scrolls his phone the entire time. 2 p.m. Afternoon slump, tired, unfocused, drinks third coffee. 5 p.m. Workday ends, feels like he accomplished nothing, makes promise to himself to do better tomorrow. 10 years of tomorrows. Does this feel familiar? Because neuroscience has a name for why this happens, and once you understand it, you can never unsee it. Your brain has two competing systems: the prefrontal cortex, the rational, long-term thinking part, the part that knows you should exercise, save money, work on your goals, and the limbic system, the ancient emotional brain, the part that wants pleasure now, comfort now, stimulation now. Every time you reach for your phone instead of your work, your limbic system won. Every time you hit snooze instead of getting up, your limbic system won. Every time you chose Netflix over the skill you said you'd learn, your limbic system won a battle against your future self. And here's the brutal truth: willpower alone cannot win this war. Research by psychologist Roy Baumeister proved that willpower is a finite resource. It depletes throughout the day like a battery. You cannot rely on motivation or willpower to build the life you want. You need something stronger. You need a system. The daily system Mr. Sticky built. Mr. Sticky read everything he could find about high performance. He studied Jocko Willink, retired Navy SEAL who wakes at 4:30 a.m. He studied Cal Newport, the professor who coined deep work. He studied James Clear, who wrote the best-selling book Atomic Habits. He studied Andrew Huberman, the Stanford neuroscientist who optimizes human performance. And from all of it, he built one simple daily system made of 6 parts. Not complicated, not extreme, just consistent, every single day. System block number 1, the power hour, 5 to 6 a.m. Mr. Sticky started waking up 1 hour earlier than before, not because gurus said to, but because he realized something important. The first hour of your day is the only hour that is completely yours, before the world makes demands of you. He used this hour for 3 things only. First, 10 minutes of silence. No phone, no news, no input from the outside world, just sitting quietly with his own thoughts. This practice alone, called morning stillness, has been shown to reduce cortisol levels and increase creative thinking. Second, 10 minutes of journaling. Not a diary, just 3 questions written by hand every morning. What am I grateful for today? What is my single most important task today? What kind of person do I want to be today? Third, 20 minutes of physical movement. Not a full gym session, just a walk outside, some push-ups, stretching. Enough to wake the body, raise body temperature, and signal to the brain, we are active today, we are not hiding today. The final 20 minutes. Learning, reading 1 chapter of a book, watching 1 educational video. Something that fed his mind before the noise of the day could fill it with triviality. 1 hour, 4 focused activities. done before most people had even opened their eyes. System block number 2, the MIT, most important task, 6 to 8 a.m. After his power hour, Mr. Sticky sat down to work on exactly one thing, not his email, not his messages, not the quick tasks that felt productive but weren't. His most important task, the one thing that, if completed today, would move his life forward more than anything else. He had identified it the night before. He had written it in his journal that morning. And now, with a fresh, focused brain, he attacked it for 2 uninterrupted hours. No phone, notifications off, browser closed. Psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi called this state flow, a condition where you are so deeply focused on meaningful work that time disappears and output is at its peak. Flow cannot be forced, but it can be created through the right conditions. Quiet environment, single task, slightly challenging work, no distractions. Those 2 hours became the most productive hours of Mr. Sticky's entire day. More got done in those 120 minutes than in the previous entire day of scattered reactive work. System block number 3, the energy check, 8 to 8:15 a.m. After 2 hours of deep work, Mr. Sticky took a 15-minute break. Not a phone scroll, a real break. He stood up, drank water, walked around the room, looked out at the window, let his mind wander freely. Stanford researcher Robert Sapolsky found that the human brain performs best when periods of intense focus are followed by complete mental rest, not passive distraction. Checking social media during a break does not rest your brain. It simply switches the type of stimulation. Real rest is doing nothing. 15 minutes of true rest. And Stickman was ready for round 2. System block number 4, the protected afternoon, 8:15 a.m. to 12 p.m. Mr. Sticky reserved his morning exclusively for his most important creative and strategic work. Only after noon did he allow himself to check email, respond to messages, handle administrative tasks, take calls. Why? Because research by neuroscientist Andrew Huberman shows that cortisol, the alertness hormone, peaks in the first 4 to 6 hours after waking. This is your brain's natural peak performance window. Most people spend this window answering emails and scrolling feeds. The most successful people in the world guard this window like their most valuable asset, because it is. By protecting his morning, Mr. Sticky effectively doubled his productive output without working a single extra hour. System block number 5, the Evening Shutdown Ritual, 9 p.m. This was the block Mr. Sticky least expected to matter. At 9 p.m. every night, no matter what, Mr. Sticky closed all work, physically shut his laptop, wrote 3 things in his journal. What did I accomplish today? What is my MIT for tomorrow? What could I have done better? This practice, which psychologist Gary Klein calls a pre-mortem for your day, does 2 things simultaneously. It gives your brain closure on today, and it primes your brain for tomorrow while you sleep. Because here's what most people don't know. Your brain continues processing information during sleep, organizing memories, solving problems, making connections. By telling your brain what matters before sleep, you are literally outsourcing your best thinking to your subconscious while you rest. Mr. Sticky started waking up with solutions to problems he hadn't consciously solved. Ideas that weren't there the night before. His brain was working for him, even while he slept. System block number 6, the no screen hour, 9 to 10 p.m. The final piece of Mr. Sticky's system was also the simplest, and the one he resisted most at first. No screens for the last hour before sleep, no phone, no TV, no laptop. Harvard Medical School research found that blue light from screens suppresses melatonin production, the hormone that triggers sleep, by up to 3 hours. This means most people who scroll their phone until midnight are essentially tricking their brain into thinking it's 9 p.m. Their sleep quality is severely compromised, and the next morning, they wake up tired, reaching for caffeine, and the whole exhausting cycle begins again. Mr. Sticky replaced his screen hour with reading physical books, light stretching, or simply talking with someone he cared about. His sleep quality transformed within 1 week, and better sleep meant better focus the next day, which meant better work, which meant more progress, which meant more confidence. One change, 6 cascading benefits. What changed for Mr. Sticky? Mr. Sticky committed to this system for 90 days, not perfectly. There were mornings he slept through his alarm, evenings he scrolled his phone past 9 p.m., days where the MIT didn't get done. But he came back, every time, without guilt, without drama, because one of the most important things James Clear writes in Atomic Habits is this: you don't rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. And Mr. Sticky's system was now strong enough to catch him when he fell. After 30 days, his sleep improved, his mornings felt different. He noticed he was less reactive during the day. After 60 days, he had made more progress on his business in those 60 days than in the previous 6 months combined. He had read 4 books. He had exercised 47 out of 60 days. After 90 days, his income had increased. His anxiety had decreased. 3 people in his life commented, unprompted, that he seemed different, calmer, more confident, more present. Nothing dramatic had happened externally, but the person running the system had completely changed. And here's the principle that ties everything together, the one that Mr. Sticky wishes someone had explained to him a decade earlier. You do not need to be perfect, you need to be consistent. Perfectionism is procrastination wearing a disguise. It says, don't start until you're ready. Don't ship until it's perfect. Don't commit until you're sure. But life rewards the person who shows up imperfectly, day after day after day, over the person who waits for the perfect moment that never arrives. Mr. Sticky's system wasn't perfect on day 1. It got better with each week because he kept showing up to refine it. Your system won't be perfect on day 1 either. Start anyway. Here is your daily system, starting tomorrow morning. Do not try to implement all 6 blocks at once. That is how people burn out and quit by day 3. Instead, follow this 4-week ramp up. Week 1, add only the morning journal. Every morning, before anything else, write 3 lines. What am I grateful for? What is my MIT today? Who do I want to be today? That's it. Just this. For 7 days. Week 2, add the MIT block. Before checking any messages, work on your most important task for 60 minutes. 1 hour. Nothing else. Build from there. Week 3, add the evening shutdown. At 9 p.m., close your work. Write what you accomplished and what tomorrow's MIT is. This closes today and programs tomorrow. Week 4, add the no screen hour. Replace your last hour of phone scrolling with reading, stretching, or real conversation. Watch your sleep quality transform. By week 4, you will have built 4 of the 6 system blocks. Keep them going. Add the remaining 2 when they feel natural. Remember, you are not building a routine, you are building an identity. The identity of someone who keeps their word to themselves. And that identity, once built, becomes unbreakable. 10 years ago, Mr. Sticky wasted his days because he had no system. Today, he protects his days like they are the most valuable thing he owns. Because they are. Your days are your life. Waste enough of them. And you look up one morning to find a decade has passed and you are still standing in the same place. But build a system, even a simple one. And each day compounds on the last. Small disciplines practiced daily become unrecognizable results over time. The question is never whether the system works. The system always works. The question is only whether you will build it and honor it. Start tomorrow morning. 1 journal entry. 3 lines. That is all. Subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next Mr. Sticky story.